Good morning. It's shortly after 5 a.m. and I'm hiking out to my spot for the annual Sandhill crane count. My location is Sweet Marsh in Bremer County. It's dark. It's right around freezing. And I'm walking on a newly renovated dike, so it's a little bit slippery and greasy. And I'm having trouble seeing. With this light, I've got a couple of different headlamps. I'm going to switch to a forward beam rather than this close one, but I'm using this for the video. So let's go count cranes. Oh, by the way, we'll be listening for guard calls, for unison calls, and we'll also be watching to see birds in flight, because sometimes they do fly silently. So let's go count cranes and get in our spot. We can count from 5:30 to 7:30. I don't know if you can see anything, but it's dark. But I'm hearing chorus frogs calling their mate call in the shallow waters, and I'm hearing lots of barred owls, occasional pheasants, occasional goose. But so far I have not heard a sandhill crane, which is fine, because the crane count has hardly started. I'm set up, I think. I'll be turning this light off shortly so that I can really focus on what we're doing here. The sun is starting to come up. I've already made several entries and I just heard another one. So let's get serious about this, and I'll record periodically as things happen. Having the personality that I have means that not only is this a crane count day for me, but it's also an early morning start to wildlife photography. So I've got 3 cameras with me, logging times for sightings and listening for sandhill cranes, and then attempting to shoot wildlife photos. We'll see what I get. It's really kind of fun. Today is great. Very little wind, although it's supposed to get windy. It's warm enough. I've got my little cushion that gets warm on my backside here that I'm sitting on. I got a couple layers of clothes, and it was right at freezing when I got out here. In fact, you can still see my breath. But it's a fun thing. Some years we see a great number, some years not so many. But we'll see what we see today. I'm going to turn this light off again. You can hear that Canada geese. Really, they just, once they wake up, their mouth starts working. And it just goes like that until they go to sleep for the night. It's non-stop honking. So you have to be picking sounds out. I'm also hearing red-winged blackbirds. I saw, or I guess I heard a killdeer earlier. The sun is coming out a bit now, which should make for a little bit better video. Anyway, according to my count at this time, without actually tallying everything up, I believe we're at about 10 pairs, maybe a dozen pairs, and we do that based on the unison call. And then I've seen maybe 15, 20 fly over. I know at one point I saw 11, and I've seen quite a few since then. So we got a good number of cranes out here right now. So I'm going to go back to just observing, and I'll keep you posted. That pair you hear right now, that's called several times. I'd really like to see a pair come sneaking along the edge of this vegetation. And if that doesn't happen, I wouldn't mind anything else coming along. I'm not sure what the geese are all fussing about, but they're sure making a lot of noise. As I'm doing the crane count here, I just got a phone call from other people who are part of the crane count that they have found a sandhill crane laying in shallow water or on a mud flat. I'm not sure yet. I'm going to walk down when the crane count is over here in a few minutes, take a look at it. Last week we rescued an injured crane You know, I don't know if this one's injured or maybe it's avian influenza. I don't know. I'm going to go take a look, but I'll let you see what it is. That'll be a little bit yet. And by the way, you might hear it. We have greater white-fronted geese here yet. I've stripped out of my ghillie suit now and out of all my full camo. The crane count's kind of wrapping up. I'm going to head down and see what that possible injured or ill sandhill crane's doing. And if I can find it, I'll include it in the video. So this is Sweet Marsh in the morning, and I no more than got up on the dike, and right over there in that shallow pond there was a pair not far behind me, and I have them logged now. So let's go find that injured crane and see what's going on. According to the sandhill crane counters that spotted the sandhill crane laying flat in the mud, it would lay completely flat on that mud bog, mud flat, whatever you want to call it. It would lay completely flat, and every now and then it would lift its head. It gave every indication that maybe it was injured or maybe it was sick. Not sure. Anyway, when the crane count was finished, I went over or walked down far enough so that I could see where they thought they had seen it, and I put my drone in the air, went to look for it. Lo and behold, as I was approaching that that mud flat, that crane flew in. So clearly it could fly. Was there anything wrong with it? Using the drone, I just walked the crane around in the shallow water just to make sure that I couldn't see any injuries on the bird. And when everything looks fine, I decided, well, I'm going to just leave that crane alone, bring the drone back, head home, have some breakfast, and look at my files. If I got any decent pictures, I will add them to the end of this video. If not, well, I'm hoping I get at least one. I need one for every day. But if I didn't, there won't be any photos at the end. But I suspect I may have one or two, maybe more. So anyway, I'm going to go home, have some breakfast, wrap up this year's sandhill crane count, enter my data with the International Crane Foundation, and find something else to do for this nice day. I do thank you for watching.